Yanis Varoufakis, who negotiated on behalf of Greece with the European Union after the Greek financial crash, criticized the progress made in Brexit talks. Speaking to Sky News, The Economist targeted the EU's chief Brexit negotiator. Before he suggested Mrs May would be crushed by the talks, he said it's not going well and it was never going to go well. You have to remember Mr Barnier was never mandated by the European Union to negotiate. He is a bureaucrat. He comes to London or British ministers go to Brussels to meet him and he has an A4 sheet with boxes, and he has to tick them. Your progress report as a nation in the European Union's eyes depends on whether you allow him to tick all the boxes. Getty Sky News. Yanis Varoufakis said Brexit negotiations were not going well. That is not a negotiation. The two-phase period is a complete disaster because effectively what the European Union is saying to London is, first you have to agree to everything we are asking you for, you have to tick all the boxes, and only then after that, we're going to have a discussion about what you want. This is not a way to carry out a negotiation. My advice to Theresa May has been for a year and a half, do not try and negotiate for your right to negotiate, because this is what she is doing now. She is not negotiating. She is demanding her right to negotiate. She is never going to be granted that right because it is not in the interest of the European continent. The former Greek finance minister claimed that the Brexit talks would end with the crushing of Theresa May, who would be left humiliated by the talks. You have to remember Mr Barnier was never mandated by the European Union to negotiate. He is a bureaucrat. Yanis Varoufakis. Mr Varoufakis called for a 5-year period where Britain follows a similar model to the relationship Norway and the EU currently have before the UK seeks a new arrangement with Brussels. If the House of Commons has 5 years, they can work out what they want, he added. Mr Varoufakis said the most likely outcome was a very bad deal which would impact both the British economy and EU member states negatively. The former Greek minister also said that there was a small probability the UK could walk away from Brussels without any deal, which would be calamitous. The comments came after the Prime Minister joined David Davis at a dinner with Michel Barnier and the President of the European Commission on Monday evening, Wednesday, September 13, 2017. After the dinner, both parties said the meeting had seen a broad, constructive exchange and agreed to accelerated the pace of negotiations. Speaking in the House of Commons on Tuesday, the Brexit secretary said he hoped to build on progress made with the EU at the EU summit this week. He said at the European Union Council later this week, I hope the leaders of the 27 will recognize the progress made and provide EU negotiator Michel Barnier with a mandate to build on the momentum and spirit of cooperation we now have. Doing so will allow us to achieve our best objectives and move towards a deal.